Alright, hello and welcome back to Dialog Editor Node Graph. Yes. Alright, so in this video we're actually going to clean up the dialog node a little and actually add the possibility to see a preview image on the dialog nodes. Alright, so let's get into it. So let's find our dialog node and open that one up. So the first thing we actually want to do is we want to add a field here for our image. So we are going to make a private image, and we're simply just gonna call it face image preview. So preview. We're going to add that right here, and we're of course going down here, and we are going to fix up the fact that we are not using underscores anymore. And you will see here that it's actually using .base, or base dot, instead of this dot. And that is because we are actually inheriting from base node. And since they are in the base node, you can actually use .base instead. You can also use this if you want to, but it's a nice way of telling you that it's the inherent dialog editor window is actually changing. So I personally prefer it using base just because it's actually telling me exactly what it's doing. Again, that's just a preference, but I prefer it that way. Then I also decided to do the weird thing here. I know I'm supposed to, in reality, I should make an entire method for this. That is the correct way of doing it, but I'm just gonna slack and not make a method because I just think it's gonna fill up the entire project with a lot of clutter. And I think I just want it to be a little more readable, and I think this actually makes it a little more readable. I remember I actually scolded one in my group once for doing this because I think because you're supposed to do methods, and now I'm doing it myself. So, you know, I guess I should be ashamed of myself right now. But I guess what comes around goes around or something. And we are just doing to this here. And there we go. I just think it makes it a little more readable, and that's literally the only reason why I'm doing it. Oh, for some reason I don't have a comment here. There we go. And that should be it for this part. So now we're going up to the face here, because we actually need to add in the preview thingy now here. Just gonna find my... Alright, so add the content, we're gonna add that a little further down. So let's have a look here. So when we're changing here, we actually also want the new image to be made before. So we're gonna go face image preview equals new image. So we're gonna make the image here. And then we are going to add, oh, preview. God damn it. The dot add to class. And we are going to add this one. And now I'm copy pasting. And no, I'm sorry. Face image preview. We're going to add that into it. And let's just get it a little up here. So now when we change this one here, we actually also want to change other things as well. Let's see. We also want it to change the image inside the image here. So let's see. We actually, just to make it easier for ourselves, we're going to go sprite tmp equals this beautiful thing here, and we're just gonna go equals tmp. It's because we now need to go face preview dot image equals, and then we're going to ask the tmp if it is null, because if it is not null, well, then we want the texture. Or else we just wanted to set it to be null. And of course, if we had to add this entire thing in here where TMP is, you can see it becomes rather long. So that is why we decided to do this instead. And we're just tuning it up. And of course, we want to add the preview image, and we want the preview image to come before the field. So we are going to save this. And let's have a look how it actually looks. I actually think there won't be any images. So if you add an image, you can see it fills up the scene. And if we it's a little weird how, what size it takes. Oh, and if it's a really big image, you can see it becomes rather large. So we're just gonna save that. So we load in. Oh yeah, we haven't actually done it so it loads in the thing. Let's do that. Back into the code. That's actually a good question. Where do I do that? Oh yeah, that would of course be in our load in field values. So we're gonna go in there. I'm just gonna slide down to it as well. So I tried making this in multiple ways, but I found that it's just easier to do it this way. So we're gonna ask if it is null, and if it's not null, well, then we just want the image to be equal to, and here we need to do some weird stuff. We need to ask if it is a sprite in the field.value. We need to tell it this is a sprite, and afterwards we need to tell it we want the texture. So first we are casting this to a sprite to make sure, because it is a object field, so we tell it we want to load it as a sprite, and it's the value in the object field we want. And after that, we need to tell it we're capturing it in, so it knows, oh, this is a sprite, and then we want the textures in that sprite to be loaded in. So we're going to save that and go back. And you see it's now loading in. But those images are rather large. So how about we set a maximum size to those images? And that is of course inside our beautiful style sheet. Let's see. So I'm just gonna copy paste the name here because I can't spell. So sorry about that. Okay, so we add, because we gave it the face image preview. We can just go back and find it. Here we added that class here to it. So by changing this one here, it now knows. And then we set the height to 100. We set the width to 100, and marking. Let me just remove that so you can see what it actually does. So you can see it sets it to the left. Here, if we set marking auto on it, it will always try to set it in the middle, which is rather nice. And you can see it also add an empty area where the image will be. So you can already, instead of when you add an image and remove an image, it will become bigger and smaller. Now when I add the image, it doesn't change the size of the dialog node, which I rather prefer. And we can just save and load. As you can see, it works beautifully. Alright. And I think that is it for the image setup. Let's just go back into our dialog node, see if there's anything we actually forgotten. Just gonna quickly look through my notes. Let's just have a look. Yeah, add some rather pathetic comments, like text, like auto, and choice. Like, wow, right? It became a little easier to find, I guess, but it's not something really that incredible. So let's see, add choice. Yeah, actually did that here as well. So let's just, oh no. Yeah. There we go. And I also did that for the button, didn't I? Yeah. And then remember, Control KD to set it in. I probably forgot to say that a lot of the time. And move that one up a bit. You know, I think it's become a little more readable. Let's see, is there anything else? Let me quickly look at my notes. Burp, 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 burp. Nope. Well, that should be it for this one here. Let's quick look at the time. 10 minutes, that's fine. Alright, so now you have images, preview images you can set up, and you know how to resize it, to set the size of it. So, that's always nice. So let's save that, and, see you in the next video.